Welcome everybody to Las Vegas. This is my Las Vegas Bullring that I grew up on, and just behind you guys is Las Vegas Motor Speedway. I'm Kurt Busch. I want to take you on a quick tour of Vegas and all the things that I did racing when I was a kid growing up, especially dealing with the Thunderbirds too. You got Nellis Air Force Base over there, so they might be zooming in and out during this little broadcast. But where we're standing is the Las Vegas Motor Speedway Bullring. This was the 3/8 mile, and this used to be the turn 1 area when I was a kid growing up racing. But then they switched it and put the grandstands on that side, which is way better because the sun would come in and hit everybody on this side. But why this was the turn 1 before, the oval track was connected to the drag strip, and the drag strip was connected to the road course that's just behind us. That's all that was out here. This was just leftover land because nobody wanted it because it was next to Nellis Air Force Base. But as a kid, man, every Friday, every Saturday night, here with my dad, he was running limited late models. I was out here collecting cans because then we'd go take the cans to the recycler and get some extra spending cash. And then as I got a little older, my dad let me drive his car, and I guess you could say the rest is history. But it was so much fun to come out here as father-son and to go racing. My little brother, he's 7 years younger than I am. And so when Kyle started racing, you would see Tom, Kurt, and Kyle all in legend cars running against each other on Saturday night. And then when I started getting a little better at it, my dad helped me with a limited late model and a modified. And so some nights I'd be running literally 3 classes on a Saturday night, running in the trophy dash for each one. They'd run the car out from the garage, bring out the next one, jump in the next one, kiss the trophy girl, keep digging. I mean, we had so much fun. I didn't even know how serious things were getting. And you know, as people talk or as friendships grow, I got to meet the owner, Craig Q of Star Nursery. And so this Craig, he's a big sponsor at the racetrack, and he had his Southwest Tour team. And that's really what helped springboard me from the local scene here in Vegas to the regional scene. And we'd be running like Phoenix, Sonoma, went all the way to Colorado National. And so we started having fun out on the road on the regional circuit. But this track, this place, this is what started it all. And I'll get you guys a photo that you can put up with this. In 1995, I'm standing there all proud, got my dwarf car, new paint scheme on it, got my fresh driver suit, and the picture's standing right about 100 yards behind us. And that's where the big Las Vegas Motor Speedway 1.5 miles is. So every time I pull up, this place gives me chills of all the dedication, hard work, family teamwork, and all the effort that it took to make it all happen and to get to the big time. And so I'll take you guys in through the tunnel, and then when we pop out, we'll be inside Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Yeah, thanks Thunderbirds, appreciate it. Trying to do some work here. That's Nellis Air Force Base for you. So I'll cruise on back in. I can't remember the layout of this road course. It's been years since I've been on it, and I think they reconfigured a few of the corners. But literally the drag strip, the oval, and the road course were all tied in together. And it was, back then it was called the Speedrome. It wasn't even Las Vegas Speedway Park yet. And then when it was Las Vegas Speedway Park, then Las Vegas Motor Speedway bought it. And that's when everything just really catapulted up. We're having Legend Car Nationals, like the year-end big Legends car race started to develop. So people all the way from the Carolinas would come out here, race that final Legends race. I remember one year there was 65 Legend cars on the track because they combined I think it was semi-pro, pro, and masters back then. And there was a curfew, like we had to be done by 1 a.m. and they just shoved us out there, and there was cars everywhere.
So did you guys run the road course for the Legends also?
Yep. Yeah, that's where I honed in on my road racing skills, was with a Legend car on this outer course and over on the infield course where they have an infield road course section too. And it was awesome doing a sequential gearbox with the Legends. That's how I learned just the simple portion of the left, the right, the apex, braking zone. But the sequential gearbox was a lot of fun with those little Legend cars. Turn 1 was awesome on the road course. You could almost hold it wide open. It was like the who's who of, oh, did you hold it wide open that time? And it really didn't matter because you had to start to shut down for turn 2 anyway. But it was really cool to say you held it wide open for turn 1. This tunnel to me gives me more chills than Daytona's tunnel. Thanks, boys. And what's so cool is when you come through the tunnel, if you can pan the camera that way, it grabs the suites, the grandstands. You just see just pure fandemonium straight ahead of you. It's like one of the coolest entryways into a track. People talk about the show in baseball or making it to the bigs. Coming from that little bullring and racing here at the 1.5 miles, yeah, you're in the show now. But yeah, what's amazing about Las Vegas Motor Speedway, there's everything out here. With the dirt track, the NHRA drag strip now, I think they expanded it to 4 lanes. The road course inside, the road course outside, the 1.5 miles, the 3/8 mile bull ring. There's an off-road facility, there's a go-kart facility. It's endless. And they say that this is kind of the racing motorsports capital of the West. It is. Bruton Smith, Chris Powell, everybody at Las Vegas Motor Speedway has done an incredible job. But what's even better, I'm glad you guys let me take over on the Soch. I'll show you guys inside. I got the old Star Nursery special in the garage area. This car that started it all. All right, we had a sponsor change. Got Star Nursery with us this weekend.
Have to do it again, right?
That's right. So that's neat. I love how they reconfigured the garage. The neon garage has the windows so all the fans can come up and see the crew guys working. I love the mezzanine level up top. It's like none other as far as fan access and getting everybody as close as you can to the cars. But here's our special one right here. It's really neat to have Star Nursery jump on to our Monster Energy Cup Series car. I mean, this isn't cheap to be a primary of the Monster Energy Cup Series. And so I got to thank Star Nursery, Craig Q, the whole family of Star Nursery. They've been with me the last 20 years. I'll be with them forever. And so what's great about this weekend, and just this year in general, 20 years ago, we won the Southwest Series title with the car looking like this. So it's pretty neat too, with it being a Chevy. It all ties into the Monte Carlo we had back then with the Camaro now. So come on around, I'll show you a little bit more. So a pretty sweet paint scheme with the blue. The blue is a color that Chris Trickle himself mixed together to come up with what he calls Trickle Blue. Trickle Blue is derived, like Petty Blue. Petty had his blue that was iconic on his 43 car. And so we got the blue right, and then Craig, the spotter, the owner, he wanted the roof yellow so he could see it better in traffic. And then the yellow trim on the bottom ties it all in together really nice. And then everybody loves fluorescent orange. I mean, it's fast, but then it trims around the Star Nursery really nice. But in general, everybody in Las Vegas knows Star Nursery as your place to go and get all your nursery needs. And it's not a big chain. It's not like it's the the Lowe's or the Home Depot nursery, but they have better quality products, better customer service, and it's here in Southern Nevada. There's 2 stores in Utah, and I think 2 stores in Northern Arizona. And everybody just knows to go to Star Nursery around this region, and I love it. It's Craig stayed true to his roots, and he works every day really hard, and he's like a father figure to me. And so it's really special to have the scheme on there. Monster has their area. We got 7-Eleven as a partner this weekend. Still got the same old Monster helmet in there. So that's our piece. I got one more special thing for you though. Let's go over to the hauler and I'll show you that. This is something that I've been working on for a little bit, making sure we can get it here on time. I'm like, guys, can we get this here on time? So let me pull it out for you. This is as retro is gonna get right here. Hell yeah. The blue, the white. Remember I talked about the fluorescent trim? Gotta have that. And then the yellow on the car. We got the piping on there, dude. This is sick. I'm loving this all the way around. Thank you again to Craig Q, Star Nursery, Chip Ganassi. I mean, for Chip to allow this to happen so early in our relationship together, it means a lot to me to be able to throw back have a cool suit, car, paint scheme, and just say thanks to Craig Q, who helped start it all. So thanks to Alpine Star for dialing it in. Those guys got that. I think we got new shoes to match. So we're styling. So we're done now. All the thing we got to do is get the car to haul ass, go fast. And so this weekend at Vegas, we're going to be with the new package. The air duct's coming in the front. The car's going to be wide open all the way around. In our first practice session in qualifying trim, you're going to see us team up with Larson and try to do a 2-car draft and see how that plays out. The Fords, they might all team up and have 4 or 8 of them all together. But we'll see how the draft plays out. We'll see what Chevy wants to do. But this is Las Vegas 400 weekend. Happy to have Star Nursery on board. Thanks guys for following me around. This is cool.